What's up, everybody? Welcome to the WTH Breakout. One of these days, I'm going to get that right and say it without stuttering. I believe this is number 9. I believe this is number 9.
Nine.
Huh?
Nine.
Not 9. Yeah. Bad form, Wilson. Bad
Oh,
form.
okay.
We don't talk about that guy.
Is it too soon? Still?
I don't think it's ever too soon. Hey, what did Hitler use to tie his shoes?
I don't know.
Nazis.
Ah,
I get it. So yeah, Wilson, dude, you're stuck in a certain cave right now.
I'm stuck in a snow cave right now.
It's like those newscasters in the hurricane. It's 45 million mile per hour winds out here. I can't hear you, Bob. Like
Yeah, it
Wilson.
actually, I think it was pretty windy last night.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I think it got up to like 50-mile-an-hour winds or something. But then it dumped today probably like 6 to 10 inches of snow on the ground. And they said
Yeah.
it was going to be like 1 to 3 inches. They lied.
Yeah, they always lie. Because I'm still down the hill and I saw the clouds up above you. I'm like, oof.
Did it
I'm
even
like,
rain down there?
dude, I felt like a drop of water and it hit my cheek. And
And that's it?
I thought it was you crying. But then I realized you don't cry.
Yeah. You realized, oh, that's probably my tear.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, wait, that was probably me. My bad.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was cold down here though, dude. I was like not ready for it because, it's been kind of a warm I think kind of a warm February, for the
Been
most
a
part.
very so I don't think there was any rain or anything the entire month of February.
I don't think so, which kind of bums me out. I like the rain.
You know what I found out? I like the snow.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Did you live in the snow in Oregon?
Yeah. That was a long time ago though.
Yeah, I remembered when I lived in the snow. We lived in a little town up I-80 called Alta. It's near Dutch Flat, just above Colfax, and we had like a wood pile out in the yard, and I had a blue tarp over it. And so during the summer, my dad and I we'd be out there like splitting wood and piling it up, and I always hated it because I was always the one that had to go out and get the wood in the winter, and it was cold. I hated the snow. I had to walk to school in the snow. Literally, I was
Bare
that guy.
barefoot?
Yeah, uphill both ways.
Yeah.
I had a
Barbed
big
wire shoes.
yeah, I had 2 baked potatoes in my jacket just to keep myself warm. Yeah. Um I love visiting it. I hated living in it. What was the ultimate thing that I came to, but it's beautiful to look at.
Yeah. It was nice. I mean, I got to see it once when there was light outside because I didn't get to go outside too much today. But
Yeah,
yeah,
playing those video games all day. Loser.
yeah, I know.
Fort Playing that Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm missing my chair right now.
I know. It looks like it. You look a little uncomfortable sitting there.
Yeah, it's a little. It's it's a budget chair.
You see, you,
This is
you sent me a picture of that snow angel you made, dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was cute.
Had a little arrow pointing down.
Yeah, it was tiniest snow angel I've ever seen.
Whatever.
So man, we have just a mess of things to talk about today. Nothing really too crazy. Um,
And I have
but
no idea what it is.
dude, being for a doozy. I mean, we're gonna be talking about like a movie today that we both saw that I kind of like. Um, and then just a couple other like this little topics. And then throughout last week was it was a rough week for me. Uh I wasn't feeling very well. So I was like just trying to get home from work. And so I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna get home and go to bed. That's pretty much what I did. So I didn't get a whole lot of time to like do a lot of research on a lot of things. But oh, I did make homemade pickles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah.
it was good.
Oh yeah, I made some spicy ones too. But we don't have a beers and cheers segment today because you were snowed in playing Fortnite. Um,
We could have still had a cheers, but you failed on that
Oh,
part.
sorry. I do have a cheers. I do have a
Oh,
cheers.
okay. Okay.
It's just I just took like the screenshot and there's this video. I'm not sure if you saw it. It was on Fox News, but it was in Florida, which I know normally there's like crazy bad things that happen in Florida. But there
Yeah.
was this car that was driving in I think Boca Raton, Florida, and I believe the driver had a seizure, and they ended up going and there's video of this. You can find it.
What
Um,
did they take?
not that type of seizure. You
Oh, okay.
you dirty dog. Um, but no, they had a seizure and they ended up their car went into the water because there's I guess a lot of canals in Florida. I've never been. Um, and it went in just right in the canal and the person was having a seizure. So these bystanders saw that was going on and knowing that, there's a lot of like alligators and stuff in Florida, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want to be in that water.
No.
But the video shows these bystanders jump right into action and the car for the most part looks like it's floating a little bit, but cars tend to float for a little bit, then they sink, i.e. Titanic. Watch Titanic. You'll see what I'm talking about. Spoiler alert, the boat sinks. And
Uh,
so
I was
the
gonna
the
watch that tonight.
sorry, dude.
Yeah, no.
So you see the guys trying to help the lady out of the car, and the car slowly just starts to sink, and then eventually it's fully underwater, and you hear people yelling at their friends. It's like they're basically saying like, get out of the water, like let it go, like you've done enough type thing. And these guys did not stop, and the car completely underwater. Next, after the car is done, you see it bubbling up like you do in the movies. Then all of a sudden, up pops them with the lady or the person. I don't know if it's a lady or a man. They pop them out of water and they save their life. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good story. Finally,
Um,
Florida has something good.
yeah, and which was kind of ironic because you and I both watched a movie over the weekend
Yeah,
that's based in Florida,
yeah.
which had kind of mixed reviews. I thoroughly enjoyed it,
Oh, yeah.
but it's a movie called Crawl, and it's right up your alley for movies that you like.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least I thought it did.
That was a good one. I,
Yeah.
I, if I was Siskel and Ebert and both of them were still alive, I'd give it 2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah, so basically the movie is it takes place in Florida. There's a hurricane, and there's this girl. I can't remember her name in the movie, but she's like this Olympic swimmer for you was it University of Florida where the Gators play, and
You
um,
think they did that on purpose?
yeah, probably. Uh, and so they can't get a hold of their dad. So she has another sister, and her sister's like, "Well, you live closer. There's a hurricane hitting. I need you to go check on dad." And so she's like, "Okay, I'll drive down there." So she's just casually. What I thought was funny is just casually driving down the freeway. This huge hurricane behind her. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I would not be doing that. Be like, "Sorry, pops." I'm like, there's gators down there flying. It's like ooh, Gator NATO. They should,
Oh,
yeah, that hurricane hits Florida, throws. Yeah, we
yeah.
copyright right now.
You know
In,
what?
in like a couple weeks.
That's the sequel to Crawl, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Or no,
But
it'd be the prequel. That's what it would be.
yeah, the prequel. So I don't want to give too much away if you guys want to watch it. So basically, she gets to the house and she's trying to find her dad, and then her dad is I don't know
And the
why he was under the house. I think he was doing work on it, or he was boarding stuff up.
yeah,
Um, and she finds him on the other side of like these drain pipes and stuff. And he was like all like beat up and like cut, and she's like, "I'm gonna get you out of here." Starts to drag him out, and as she turns around the corner, I did an audible yell at that scene. Big old alligator, just like rah, like just jumps out and like tries to grab her, and they could only hide behind these pipes because
the
of
alligators were too big.
the alligators were too big, and their mouths couldn't go, couldn't eat through those pipes or whatever. So they're basically stuck there because she dropped her phone, and then slowly, like with hurricanes and stuff, you get flooding. So now the basement's flooding, and so they have flooding, hurricane, and alligators are all their problem, and she has to get out with her dad as well, and it gets intense. I thought it was a very well made movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
There are a lot of places where you're like, oh, they're gonna like it. This is it. This is the climax, and then boom, something happens, and you're like, oh, now they're
yeah,
stuck. And it was like that up and down the whole movie.
yeah, and I mean, of course, with every movie, there's these things that are like far fetched, like where, I'm sure if an elevator, an alligator. Have I been saying elevator the whole time?
Probably.
Nice. I'm not editing it out if I have. The alligator, um, if the like all the videos I've seen, once alligators like latch onto their subject, they're not letting go.
Yeah.
And each person in this movie gets latched onto a few times, and they somehow get away. Which I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. Um, I
Well,
just thought
they
it was a movie.
they
I,
they
I love,
didn't let go of a lot of people.
yeah, one of them they
Pretty much tore
definitely
them apart.
definitely didn't let go of his head.
Yeah, it was yeah. That's not for kids though.
Yeah, yeah. Don't let little Susie and little Jimmy watch it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to scare them for life. Unless they've been getting too close to that gator pond, this is what's going to happen to you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you want to do it. And then I
All
think the
our
other,
listeners in Florida.
yeah, or the straight chilling guys. They're from
Yeah.
Florida, but they already know. Um, so and then I watched another movie last night that I've been talking about, and I'm not going to even say anything about it because I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it yet. But Knives Out, dude, you got to see it.
Oh yeah, I want to.
Yeah, it's
I'll probably maybe tomorrow or the next day.
I would say if your kids are 12 to 13 and up, you can watch it with them. It's pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of language. I'm sure it's nothing they've never heard before. Um, it's like there's a lot of funny parts to it. It reminds me a lot of like Clue.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's a trip though, man. The movie, it's so well done. Might be a little confused. I think the only thing is with the kids, um, it might be confusing for them, with the back and forth and like a few things, not so much like the violence, because the violence has already been done by the time you see the movie. I
Yeah.
guess I would say I really really liked it. We watched it last night. We were cracking up, dude. And like I said, I don't think it's rated a comedy, but it's rated like I want to say like it's like Clue. Like it's all I could say.
Yeah.
Clue's
A
a comedy,
mystery.
but a comedy mystery. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
A whodunit, and
Yeah.
I really liked it. Um, so definitely I would watch that once you get done playing Fortnite, Wilson.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With your cool chair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there like a loud noise behind me? I think it's my daughter
No.
deciding to rearrange her room right now or something. Um, so I'm not sure where this happened, but I want to talk. I want to say it's Pasadena, but I want to see what his. I wonder if he's ever come across something like this. Um, there was a group. Um, I want to say this happened last week. Firefighters and police that were responding to just a bee sting. Okay, I don't know why a police officer would be there.
A bee
Um,
sting, Scott.
but there was I guess when they got there was 40,000 African bees that were like
Oh.
stinging everybody. I'm like, I wonder if the toy stallion has ever ran across something like that where he was responding to a call and nature said, "Not today,
Not
stallion.
today, sir. Yeah.
Bid you farewell, sir. This is our land."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I saw that. I was just like, okay, one, kind of scary because I don't like bees, but two, kind of funny.
You know what? If we ever needed a wall, that's why.
Yeah, you, you come on in, Mexico, but you African bees, you guys gotta
You
stay.
stay out.
How would we do that? It would be like just like a big neon like bug zapper lining up
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the altitude that they could fly. That'd be the best light show though. You there's always like just lights going off. That'd be like our 4th of July. Um, but yeah, Stallion, if you ever come across something like that, I would love to hear that story. or we'll have you back on, and then you could tell that story.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, we're gonna be all over the place with just news and stuff today. We have no top five. This is gonna be a shorter episode. I'm still not feeling too hot, but uh, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, and they're all pretty funny for the most part. Um, so Wilson, what's your favorite music?
What do you think?
I want, I want
God's
the
music.
I want the fine folks at home to know what you like.
Um, it's that music called country music.
Okay, who is, if you were to say, the biggest male country music star in your lifetime, that's still alive
That's still
and
alive?
performing? Like he would sell out shows and play
Well,
him multiple shows back to back.
George Strait.
No,
Yeah.
I would say Garth Brooks.
Yeah, but George Strait's the king.
Okay,
So
so did you hear the story about Garth Brooks playing Detroit?
I thought he only played in Vegas.
No, he was playing Detroit.
Oh,
So a lot of musicians, like a lot of bands, they'll go to different states or different cities, and they'll honor that city or whatever with like that city's team's baseball, hockey, football uniform.
yeah.
Okay, so Garth Brooks is playing Detroit. He's wearing a Barry Sanders jersey.
Lions jersey, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it's Detroit. Barry Sanders' number is 20 and everything. And all of a sudden, Garth Brooks starts getting all this hate mail. I can't believe you. How could you support Sanders that way? He's like, what are you talking about? Because the back of his jersey says Sanders 20. Like Bernie Sanders 2020.
Oh.
I'm like, you people. Like, he's like, I'm like, for reals, like the way I look at it, I'm like, dude, okay, are you really even from Detroit if you don't know that? I mean, I didn't know that, but
Serious.
like if you go to
I
like
I would have been
I,
able to figure it out. I didn't know what his number was,
yeah, me neither.
but if he's wearing a Lions jersey and you see Sanders on the back, come on.
Right. I mean, think about it. That's like if I go to a Niners game and I see Jerry Rice 80, I'm like, I don't like rice. It's
Yeah.
full of carbs or whatever, and I don't like the number 80 either.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, people, come on, not everything's politicized.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be that. But no, he seriously got hate mail, like for real hate mail, and he's like, dude, like that's not what it was at all.
No.
So, I don't know if he like did like a apology or whatever. I don't think he should. I'm like, dude, you did everything you find. I think it's everyone else that needs to like chill out.
Yeah.
Not everything needs to have some sort of political bent to it.
Yeah.
I mean, even that Knives Out movie had a little bit of political bent to it, but they kind of evened it out with a few other characters,
Oh,
which I thought was fine.
they had kids in cages in that movie.
No, they talked about it though.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, so remember my oh, next story.
Oh.
Remember my thing I do with saffron when I
Yeah.
feel like,
Yeah.
okay, well, my wife and I, we were at Costco the other day, actually yesterday, and this lady just left her cart there. And I looked over at Steph and I go, only if they sold saffron in bulk.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
and then this other lady comes up and just sits there to like wait for the lady to come back and get her cart. And then I kind of a little bit loudly go, man, I can't believe people leave their carts like this. And then the lady comes back, she goes, oh my gosh, I left my cart. I'm like, you think? Um, but anyways, have you seen the video? And this guy's my hero and also my enemy because sometimes I'm notorious for doing this. He has his own YouTube page called the Cart Narcs.
No, I've never heard of this.
What, dude, it's hilarious. What he does, he has a little GoPro and a megaphone, and he has like, I think he has those little, those little red flashlight things that like the people that direct the airplanes out use.
Yeah.
He has like one of those, and so he'll see somebody who will empty their cart into their car and just take their cart and just like push it to the side
Or
like in
like
front
up
of,
on the curb.
yeah. And then he walks up and he goes like, whoop, 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 like that. And he goes, cart narcs, ma'am, cart narcs. You mind putting your cart back in the cart corral? And they're like, what? He's all, it's just rude and disrespectful and it's taking up space, perfectly good spot for it right over here. Totally just
Calling them out.
calling him out on it. And dude, you'll be surprised at how many people will like just freak out on him. F you, no. And then they'll just take off. And he has like these bumper stickers, that the magnetic bumper stickers that you slap on the back of the car as they're driving away. It says like, you've been,
Cart
or like,
narked or
you're a
something.
horrible person. And it says like cart narcs or whatever. But dude, I'm notorious for like being one of those guys that does that. But I'm not gonna lie, dude, it worked.
I
Stop
I
doing it.
don't. You can ask my wife. I put it away every time.
Yeah, I I had told my wife that. I go, like the other day we were shopping, and so I kind of like looked to the left, looked to the right, see if I could see if that guy was there. I don't see him. I'm like, no, I don't want to risk it. He's probably hiding around that Suburban right there. Um, Look him up. It's hilarious. He does give people grace if they have like a somebody with that has a disability, because
Yeah.
it's hard. Um, and one of them, he was calling the lady out, and he didn't know that the person had like a disability. And then the guy gets out, and he's like a big dude, and I guess he's like mentally challenged or autistic or something. I don't know what it was. He couldn't speak right, but the dude like charged after him. I'm
Uh,
like, oh, dude, you might want to go, dude. He's all, ma'am, I didn't know you had something like that. He's all, I'm just saying, like in general, rule of thumb. He's all, I'll move the cart back for you, geez, So it completely like backfired on him like that, but I still thought it was funny.
yeah. My wife gives an out to like parents with kids if they're by themselves,
hmm
like little kids. Like you don't want to walk 30, 40 feet away from your car if you
Right,
got a baby in it.
right. I mean, when my kid goes into college, I'm still going to use that excuse. He's in
I
the
got a
car.
kid in the car.
He's in the car. Like my kid today, we went to lunch today, and she's all, I want a kids menu. I'm all, you're almost 13. You're about ready to,
Yeah.
you're about ready to graduate into the big kids menu.
You almost cost more at the movies now.
Yeah, which sucks for me. Oh no, I'll still sneak somehow. Um, yeah, I'm
Hey,
not
when
looking
I
for.
when I go with you, I get in for kids price.
Yeah, well, because yeah, you look like you're 12 and
Hmm.
you're drinking out of your little juice bottle right now.
That's Bolt 24. That's what that is.
Is that the energy Gatorade?
I don't know. It's probably just something so they could charge more.
Yeah, I love Gatorade.
Yeah.
Uh, it really hits the spot. I remember when we played softball for Loomis, Santana um, bought us all Gatorades. It was like he bought
Hmm.
like 40 Gatorades, even though there wasn't 40 people on the team. I'm like, dude, like that's a lot of Gatorades, and I
Yeah.
think we all powered him down.
Yeah. And he said, "Thanks, Team Mom."
He is team. Oh, you know what's funny? I came across a paper. No, was it a paper? No, I think it was like a Time Hop Facebook post that he did a long time ago from when he first made our uniforms, and it had all of our names on there, our different names. So
Yeah.
it had me. It just said Hartman 28, and then it said Wilson, because we all had our net last names on the back. But then it had um, Kevin was
Yeah.
K-Fed,
Yeah.
uh, and then who was it? Bear was Coach,
Yeah.
and I think Santana put his down as Panda.
Yep.
I was like, oh man, I remember those. Oh, and Jesse was the Lord.
Yep.
I was like, yes, that. Oh man, see, that's what I was saying, man. Like those days, like with um, working at Loomis, we had a good time. We had all these fun nicknames for each other.
Yeah.
Some of them not really safe for air, but it was those were usually the people we didn't like either.
Yeah.
Um, you know, talking to you, Beardsley. I'm kidding. I love that guy.
Love that guy.
We haven't mentioned that guy in a long time.
I
Maybe that's
know.
why he doesn't like reach out anymore.
Now he has
So
to.
I don't know. Um, but yeah, we're slowly coming to the end here, dude. I don't have a whole lot. But have you checked out that Aaron Rodgers documentary?
No, have
You
not.
need to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Those of you who don't know about, did I say Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, you did.
You should check out Aaron Rodgers documentary too. Aaron Hernandez documentary. I'm all over the place, guys.
Oh, yeah. I think you
The
told
Aaron
me.
Hernandez. Did you watch that one?
No, I did not.
Maybe I'll try to edit that out. I don't know. Um,
Take
so
two.
yeah, take two. The Aaron Hernandez played for the Patriots. He took him to the Super Bowl, right? They went to the Super Bowl together.
I think so.
Um,
Probably. I mean, you got like a 50-50 shot of
yeah,
getting
if you're
that right.
and I mean the dude, big guy, great. What was he, a linebacker? I can't remember what he was, but he's a stud. He was a good ball player, but he had some issues off the field, and he ended up. I mean, I'm not gonna say alleged because he was actually proven guilty of murdering a. I want to say, I think he was a minor league football player or a college football player named Odin Lloyd, and he's found guilty of that, and he's in prison. But then, after the whole Odin Lloyd thing, I guess there was two more murders that happened of these guys at a bar somewhere in Boston or whatever, and I guess like those two guys ended up getting shot or something because they spilled their drink on him or something like that. It was totally unnecessary. But I think he was acquitted on those two, even though the proof was there. I can't remember. Um, but the thing is I mean, this isn't giving anything away because it's a documentary, but he in that state they had a law where if you die in prison while you are going while you're what do they call it, not rebuttal, but your appeals, when you're in your appeals process, and if you were to die in prison, your conviction is void.
Hmm.
So therefore, he's not a convicted murderer. Therefore, his family gets all that money from the Patriots.
Wow.
So they think
He had a kid, right? Or a couple of
he had
kids? Yeah.
one kid, and so what he ended up doing was there was a lot of stuff in that documentary I wasn't really aware of. I guess there was a lot of like um, homosexuality and stuff that I wasn't really aware of. And somehow during the appeals process, a reporter came out and got the information and reported it. And like once, and then that news went out over the airwaves. And once it went out, that's when he killed himself. And so the
Spoiler alert.
yeah, well, no, it's a documentary. So the thing is I mean, you're not gonna watch it if you already don't know a little bit about how it ended.
Yeah.
Um, and so the thing is like I guess the family of Odin Lloyd was like just bothered by that. Like, how can this happen? Like this guy was convicted, yet his family's getting like, I mean, granted, his family did nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
His girlfriend, I think it's his girlfriend. I don't think they were married. Um, I don't believe her. I think she had something to do with the process of getting rid of the weapons because there's videos of her throwing stuff away right after. So that I think is why they were upset. The daughter, I feel really bad for her. She had nothing to do with it. And so the family eventually, because there's a lot of archaic laws that are on the books. Like, there's certain cities and whatever where they have laws that say stuff like it's illegal to spit in on the sidewalk. I'm like, really? You know,
Yeah.
that might be one in San Francisco where it's illegal to spit in on a sidewalk, but it's legal to, blank on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Um, that
Bucket
rhymes
of
with spit.
diarrhea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was disgusting. When you guys are talking about that, oh my gosh. Anyways, so they overturned that law. They actually got rid of that law, so the family got nothing, which I thought was good. Like they shouldn't get anything, especially that girlfriend or whatever, because I believe she had um I think she had something to do with the cover up on it. It's a really good documentary. I've been like on a documentary kick. It's a really good documentary to just see kind of both sides of it, and but at the same time what they're trying to do, and this kind of ticked me off a little bit. Every time, especially NFL, someone does something, uh a player kills himself, uh, murders someone, hits his wife, they always try to blame it on past concussions. And
Yeah.
oh, this happened. Granted, yeah, your brain is getting rocked. I get it, but dude, that's not okay.
Yeah.
And um, so people are justifying his actions and saying like, oh, it's because of this. So, we understand. Like, dude, no, like my thing is like, dude, I don't care if you're a part of my favorite ball team, but dude, don't you you can't do that.
Yeah.
And people are so loyal to their teams that they're willing to look past the crimes and just wickedness of their players because they're wearing their uniform. And and that's what I was taking from that documentary is you see him coming out of the house and I think they called it Hernandezing because when he was arrested out of his house, he had a shirt pulled over him, but his arms weren't through the shirt, so his arms were behind him, handcuffed. That became a look. People were doing that, kind of like the whole what's his name, Eric Brown, whatever, hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah.
People were doing that, so people were like, we're sticking with Aaron because and then they're putting their hands behind their back and then pulling their shirts, over their body so it's their arms are through there. I'm like, you guys don't know anything about this guy yet. Like, and that's what got me. Like, even with like, let's do. I think we said this before. Bill Cosby ended up being a scumbag, but during the trial, gave him the benefit of the doubt, guilty and proven innocent. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
No, other way around. Innocent
no,
until
not for me.
proven
Not for
guilty.
me. Not for me.
You.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
So basically, with that, it's like, um, I see their support for him during that time. But once, even after he was convicted, they were still supporting him.
Yeah.
And I see someone like Bill Cosby. I don't think anybody's supporting that guy right now. But then like you have like Harvey Weinstein, who was just found guilty of like two of the five charges,
And
which still
boom.
make
Oh, I have to go to the hospital.
yeah. And it was so funny because like he I think he walked out of court when to the hospital when going in he was on a walker to feel
Yeah.
sorry for. The Golden State Killer is doing the same thing. He's looking all, I mean that dude looks old anyway, but he's like trying to act all frail. I think he's trying to get some sort of like a jury what's it called like sympathy for
Yeah.
him. Like, dude, I read what you did, dude. It was not good. It was gnarly. You're dude, if they said, "Hey, Tommy, you want to, pull the bar down to execute," it'd be like, "I'll do it." Guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
He ruined a lot of people's lives, and Weinstein is a scumbag too. And I think he's gonna see. I think right now they're saying he's at least gonna see 25, which he's already older, so he's probably gonna die in prison. But he still has to face charges in California,
Yeah.
which is gonna really screw him. But I think what a lot of those cases do is, like with rape cases, there's statute of limitations on them.
Yeah.
So like that's what happened with Bill Cosby was a lot of those ran out. So those other ones were like you couldn't even like deal with those except for the most current ones that were at that certain timeline. And there's no statute of limitations on murder, which is why I think the Golden State Killer we're able to get him because if it was just rape, he might be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Um, which is a horrible a horrible law. But I think they're working on a new law right now. Like the guy Paul Holes, the guy who was working on the DNA, the forensics for the Golden State Killer. I think he's working on a like a kind of like a new, not a loophole, but a new thing to work into the law where the second that you find DNA, like that statute like stops and that's the moment. But if it takes you like 25 years and then finally get DNA, then that's gonna like be the that's when it stops. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
if you find it and it matches up, like so say it's like 20 years and you finally find a match, but you're not able to like get like a conviction or go to court until like 4 years later or make an arrest. The second you find that match and you start the actual investigation on it, um, you can keep going for as long as you want because you're actively investigating a lead or something like that. It's pretty interesting, but I hate seeing, and that's kind of the problem right now. We're I think this week we're approaching our primary here in California, which is not going to go the way that I want it to go. It never does. It won't ever.
Yeah.
But the things that need to happen is we need to hold our criminals accountable. And when I say that, I'm also talking about our politicians. Because, dude, like, you could totally tell who they're catering to at this point. And it's ridiculous. Um, they go inside the jail, they come out that second later. They don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
They're in for free. They're in for that, 3 hots and a cot, and they're out, and they'll come back and do it again. I read it the other day. Some guy in LA has been arrested 179 times in 1 year. Um, Dude, that's a lot of times.
Yeah.
And and then they're people are saying, oh, it's a housing problem. See, the thing is, it's not. It's a drug abuse, mental illness problem. And Dr. Drew, we all know who Dr. Drew is. He was in Sacramento last week, a couple weeks ago, last week or whatever. And dude, he laid the hammer down. And he said, like, we are killing people. We are literally killing people by allowing them to have this. And just running amok, letting them do whatever they want to do, live this life of debauchery and just, needles and everything. And then just disease. And then we're just letting them die. But at the same time, we have people campaigning for, oh, healthcare for all. Well, dude, you're going to have to pay for all those people too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not wanting to pay for them. The people I want to pay for live in my house.
Yeah.
And maybe like the elderly, like help them out, like, and then there's some people that like I wouldn't mind help pay for. Um, but then we're gonna get on the subject of the thing that you and I were talking about earlier, which is this coronavirus. We talked
Oh,
about it before.
the plague.
The plague, the death of America, the
Yeah.
death of the world. Which I heard the same thing about Zika virus, Y2K, West Nile, all that. Yeah, we had 2 people die today, right? Is that what you said? 2 people as of yesterday
No.
and today?
Yesterday and today there were two. Yeah.
All right. I want you guys to look up how many people died of the flu today. The common flu in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, way more than that. Not sitting here saying it's not a big deal. What I'm saying is the media is trying to scare you into
Yeah.
being like, oh my gosh. Now, is it bad in China? It probably is bad in China because that's because China is horrible. They don't have the same amount of regulations we do. When I could go into a wet market and buy a bat right there that's alive and just eat it, yeah, you're gonna get sick. That happens.
Yeah.
That's why when I cook with chicken, I'm constantly washing my hands. I check to make sure it's at least 165, 170 degrees before I even eat it because I don't want to get sick. Cross contamination. Watch the movie Contagion. I mean, that's a good example of a movie that isn't a movie. It's a documentary in reality. Like it will show you like what happens if you just don't take, common precautions.
Yeah.
Now, people are
Oh, did I tell you what I learned about coronavirus?
no.
There is a possibility if somebody has it and they fart, you can get it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Looks like we're not going to be in the studio.
I can hear your stomach from here.
Yeah, no, that's my chair actually. I'm feeling pretty
Oh,
good now.
okay.
Tummy wise. But you and I were talking the other day, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked a whole lot into it, but I do find it funny that like a week or two before this whole coronavirus thing came out, there was a bunch of protests happening in China. I'm talking in the millions, and
Yeah.
they were all pro-democracy protesters. So they were all wanting essentially what we have now.
Yeah.
And their police, their military wasn't having anything of it. They were coming down on them. I think one guy ended up getting shot and killed in the middle of the street.
I think more than one did.
Yeah, well, that's what China reports, so I'm
Yeah.
sure it's skewed a lot. And then all of a sudden, this disease comes about, and there's nobody in the street anymore. Because what better way to make it stop and make yourselves not look bad? Just let out a disease. Because
Yeah.
if you launched a bomb right in there, they're gonna know where it came from, right? Oh, that
Yep.
bomb came from that point. If you start shooting people, they're gonna, oh no, they're killing their own people. But if you just let out disease, they're not really gonna know where it's coming from. They could say, oh, it came from a lab or it came from a wet market, it came from here. They could point the fingers all day long. Heck, they're
Yeah.
pointing it at Trump right now, for all I care. They're pointing it at everybody. But the thing is obviously it's originated in China. And I just think it's funny that I haven't heard anybody talking about the the correlation between how the government was getting like overran by these protesters, and that's the timeline. Then you have the disease, no more protesters.
Yeah, there's pictures of like December 2019, streets are packed with millions of people. And then January 2019, there's nobody there.
Yeah,
All because of the virus.
it is pretty weird to me that that's not being talked about. I mean, maybe it is on like TV stations, but I don't watch TV. I listen to the radio, but I haven't heard them talking about it. And if you don't think that's okay and you're against that, then or if you think that's okay, then that's basically what you're going to get if you vote for Bernie. That's all I'm going to say. You're allowing the government to have more power over you. They don't have more power over you. They shouldn't. The more assistance you get from government, the more they own you. You don't want that. And dude, that kind of frightens me. Like, I'm not afraid of the virus itself. I'm afraid of a government doing something like that to me, to silence me.
Yeah.
Because um, I'm like, and if we allow certain people in our government to do that, they will.
Yeah. And
And
that I mean it's like the gateway, Like everybody says marijuana's a gateway drug. This is the gateway to higher things. Like it's a virus now. Pretty soon that's going to turn into like the police shooting people
yeah,
just out of nowhere or a bomb being dropped somewhere. Like it's going to lead to something bigger.
and like I heard somewhere before, like the other day, that like in our history growing up, our textbooks, what we learned, I always thought the bubonic plague was caused from rats.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No.
It was fleas from the rats.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, have you ever tried killing a flea? Have you had an animal that had fleas? Dude,
Yeah,
they're
you can
impossible.
squeeze them like in between your fingers and they're still going.
Dude, they are literally impossible to kill. And you could, I mean, I know it sounds funny, weaponized fleas, but in reality, though, dude, I honestly think China did this to their own people. And like I said before, it's like a modern day genocide to stop their people from uprising. And then they're going to try to like say, oh, well, we found the cure. Then they're going to try to make themselves seem the hero. Oh my God, socialism, it's good.
Yeah.
They found the cure. And then, you know, then you'll have Bernie who will say something along the line of like, look what they did. They did good. They found this. They found that. Like he said the other day, like he was like praising Fidel Castro for something, saying, well, he brought literacy programs. Okay, let's use that for a second. Hitler kills millions and millions of Jews, and he goes, but they learned how to do algebra.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that thinking is not right. Socialism is not a way to go. And with, I think it's a clear testament of how it's going right now in China, of what it would be like. And people aren't viewing it as that. They're viewing it as just a virus and not seeing how their government is handling it, because their government's more likely behind it.
Yeah.
So wash your hands.
Yeah.
I had this guy. I was walking out of a Walmart last week, and he's walking pretty slow in front of me. And all of a sudden, I couldn't really pass him because we're in the parking lot because there was a car coming, so I had to like walk slow behind him, which is a pet peeve of mine. Dude, move over. Like I'm trying to go past you. But anyway, that's for another day. All of a sudden he goes like right in front of me, and then I go, "Oh God!" Like I just kind of walk around. I'm like, "Dude, are you kidding me right now?" like, like with just I'm like that all the time. I don't want to get sick, or anything, but let alone that. Um, people just have no common concept. Like today at church, I had a kid who was sitting there and he was reading a book or whatever, and he had like literally like three of his fingers just like going down his mouth. I looked at him. I go, "That tastes good, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, mom." "Yep. Have fun with that coronavirus, bud." Like that. He's like, "What? What?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. That's a get your hands out of your mouth, dude. Like you just got done touching a book at a high school, and now you're putting your hand. I'm all, you want to suck on a dollar? Might as well do that. Disgusting. I remember I picked up money from a treasury when I worked for Loomis, and it had blood on it.
Oh.
Because it came from like a murder scene or whatever, and it had to get destroyed. So it was all laid out, and you could still see it on there. Then I had another one that was like triple bagged. I'm like, "Why is this one triple bagged?" They go, "Oh, that has MRSA." I'm all,
Oh, good.
Lovely. I'll make sure I put that one up front with the driver.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, like, and I'm not, like I said before, I'm not sitting here saying the coronavirus isn't something that you should say, "Oh, you shouldn't be afraid of it." Um, I think that they're making it seem like it's gonna like you will get it. I think they're like giving you scare tactics right now. I'm just saying, uh, take care of yourself and don't read in the media too much about it. Just do what you do, keep clean, do all that stuff, go about your normal life, but really, really look into the source where it came from. Um, I think that's all I got to say about that until I die of the coronavirus. And then you're going to be like, well, Tommy was wrong.
Yep.
Um, but you have anything else you want to talk about? Anything
Um,
sports related? Oh,
I mean,
all the Astros are getting beamed.
oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they said it's not because of the sign stealing scandal.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. They tried to say it was something else, but
Oh no, it was a miscalculated pitch. I'm sorry.
yeah. Um, no, baseball's going to be starting up here pretty soon. Got like another month or so.
I'm stoked, dude. I can't
Yeah.
wait. We got to go to a River Cats game whenever we
Yeah.
could whenever we could meet
At
up again.
Sutter Health Park.
I mean, Rayleigh Field? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're also going to go see a Giants game at AT&T, not Oracle.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't even know if I want to go. I mean, you know me, I love the Giants. Dude, I hate San
San
Francisco.
Francisco. Yep.
I mean, I don't have any want or desire to go there. I'll go to Oakland, even though it's not much better.
I won't.
Well,
Got
yeah.
bad memories there.
Wow. Way to go, Tommy. Way to bring that one back up. Go take some money out, at a Wells Fargo while we're there.
You think Hitler jokes were too soon? Come on now.
Oh man. If you don't know about that, go back after episode 3 or 4.
Robberies and comedies.
Yeah, robberies and comedies. Oh my gosh, that was that was a doozy right there.
Yep.
I still remember that phone call, dude. I remember I posted something on Facebook. I said, "Man, I think it was something like, hold the ones that you love close." It wasn't like you died, but it was just like, because things could happen and you just everything goes through your mind. And one of my friends posted like something like sarcastic. I'm like, "Not a good time." And then it reminded me of that line from the other guys because we're talking about our top 5 cop movies last week. It
Yeah.
reminded me of that line where he's all, "Not a good time, Bob." I was like, I felt like a jerk. I'm like, yeah, I know he was just trying to be funny, but I was like, oh man, like, dude, like, you have no idea the phone call I just got off of. I mean, and that, because like, I wanted to be down there, and
Yeah.
everything. It was just brutal. But yeah, I think that's all I have, man. We're keeping it short this week.
Yeah, I'm good.
I will be seeing you here in a few days, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next episode.
Dude, I hope we have like plenty to talk about because we're getting together on Wednesday. And then hopefully, because we're not going to spoil anything, hopefully who we see on Wednesday
Yeah.
is cool enough, dude, that maybe one of these days we could get him to come on the show. Because
Oh, yeah.
I did a little bit of recon on him, and dude, he's pretty legit, and
Yeah.
um, I'm kind of nerding out on this whole thing right now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
also kind of hoping we're the only ones there.
I don't know.
The Wednesday night, dude. I don't know.
We'll see.
Because that just see. I mean, man, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Yeah, I'm not gonna be one of those guys that's gonna like try to give everything away. But I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be hard to keep my mouth shut until Wednesday,
Yep.
or at least until the next recording. But I think for the next few weeks, we should be doing studio recording, right?
Should be
Yeah,
for like the next 6 weeks,
yeah, next 6 weeks.
7 weeks.
Yeah, back in the studio, knock off the cobwebs and fire up the propane stove, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Be back in the cave and give you some good quality Wilson and on all his Wilsonness, because these Skype videos are pretty grainy, and I think the
Yeah.
audio quality might be less and less. I
Subpar.
feel like we get more feedback than I would like
Mm.
at all, but could be that bootleg broadband you're using up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're tapping off the Denny's, right? The Denny's Wi-Fi. Is that what you're doing?
IHOP. I don't go to Denny's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, IHOP. Do you remember what was IHOB for a little bit? The International House of Burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. So, if that's all you got, that's all I got, baby.
That's it.
Okay. So if you want to call us, you could call us at 916-259-3030. Our email is therealwthshow@gmail.com. And you can find us on all of our socials, which is like Facebook, Instagram, Untapped, Twitter, all at The Real WTH Show. And I think yeah, I'm not going to forget this time. We got to plug MSR Arms. We keep forgetting. I keep forgetting about
Yeah,
my boy
that's your
Ryan.
job.
About my boy Ryan. Ryan's a good dude. And especially with like I said, man, like if you're getting that income tax return right now, you got a little hole burn in your pocket, and you're like, you know what, I want to build myself something real nice. Go over to msrarms.com and and if you're not sure what to build, there's like a little comment, right? Like a little contact us thing,
A little chat bubble.
little chat bubble. Yeah, go on there, chat with him, say, here's what I'm looking for. What can you do? I'm sure he'll hook you up. And if you use the code WTH5 at checkout, you get 5% off your entire purchase. And he might even throw you in some stickers. You know what?
Yeah.
He'll throw you in some stickers. He'll throw you some stickers.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check him out. He's just a solid dude. And we've been definitely slacking on this. I blame myself.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a busy man, Wilson. You've been a busy man making snow angels, playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
building an igloo out here.
Is there enough to build an igloo, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't been in the snow forever. It's been too long.
I forgot what it was like.
Yeah, but you said you loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's weird. You're just a weird dude. So, but that's all I got. So, until then, laters of the Minjay.
I will talk to you then, or I'll talk to you another time.
Jobin.